Welcome, everyone, to the second episode of Darcy Paints Chat. The purpose of this video series is threefold. First, I want to see and enjoy the city of Chattanooga to its fullest extent while I live here. Secondly, I want to establish myself as an artist in the city. And third, I want to continue to improve my painting skills. And I guess there is a fourth reason. I do want to encourage anyone watching to live life to the fullest. Grasp onto whatever experiences come your way. Go out and search for them yourself. Put yourself in the world, put yourself in a place where you can meet new people and you can both bring joy to them and accept the joy that they bring you in return. Now, I just happened to choose the hottest freaking day of the summer in Chattanooga. We fortunately found shade under the bridge, but the sun was moving pretty quickly and I had to reposition myself back into the shade a couple of times. And then actually towards the end, I just kind of had to deal with it because I didn't want to change my position too much and mess up my perspective of what I was painting. I know I've talked about my painting materials and technique in many past videos, but for those who have forgotten and for those who are visiting my channel for the first time, here is a refresher. I'm using acrylic paint for this piece. I loved working with oils for most of college because of the vibrant colors and the freedom to work with the paint for a long time before it dried. But I've switched to mainly using acrylic because I've adopted a quicker painting style, and especially when I'm painting outside, it's definitely much easier to use acrylic. And the brand I use is Liquitex's heavy body acrylic paint, which you can actually find in my affiliate links down below. I have linked the specific set that I always buy, but there are also other options in that listing. I highly recommend this paint. It's the only acrylic paint I buy at the moment. And I think what I really like about it is that it actually kind of reminds me of oil paint because it's a bit thicker. It doesn't dry as quickly as other really cheap acrylic paint does, and the colors are so beautiful. So those three things. It's also very opaque, and I really like using a good opaque paint. I hate it whenever I pour some acrylic paint out and it's nice lovely blue color or something like that, and I put it on the canvas and it's just so transparent you can barely see the richness of the color that I saw in the tube. So yeah, this line of Liquitex paint is really good. And I'm gonna stop talking about it and move on to my technique. I always remember to work from general to specific. This means working the big areas with big general shapes and blobs of color first, and then from there you can get more and more detailed. Sometimes I get this a little bit out of order because I see a small detail that I just really want to jump on, but my best work usually comes out whenever I stick to this rule. Okay, so something that was tough for me in this piece was keeping the lights and darks in control when it came to atmospheric perspective. Atmospheric perspective is basically the method of creating depth. So for example, I have trees in the foreground, midground, and background of this piece. And if I make an obvious separation between each of those groups, then I have done my job well. If people can tell that the trees in the foreground are actually in the foreground and the trees that are in the background are actually in the background. But I definitely struggled with that in this piece, and many of the greens of the trees and the grass just kind of ended up smushed together, and the separation was not obvious enough, in my opinion. But that being said, I'm also really proud of myself in this moment for being able to see something like that. A lot of people may draw something, and though they can tell something's wrong with the piece, they can't figure out exactly what that is. And that is the most frustrating feeling ever. I am speaking from personal experience. But I learned about atmospheric perspective during my last semester in college. I'm sure I learned about it before then, but it probably just didn't stick. But my teacher for digital art made sure we knew what atmospheric perspective was, and now I am able to point out exactly what's wrong with the piece because my teacher gave me a name for this little component of art. And because I can see what's wrong with it, then I am better able to fix it. I worked really hard on trying to fix that while I was creating this piece outside, but between the heat and my car being parked at a 2-hour parking lot, I did not have all the time that I wanted to.
This summer I'll be by your side. A wonder that you can't describe. How long will you wait for me? I want you to see what I see. I see you. How I see you. I'm looking out, it's really far. I felt a tingle in my heart. The sun has set, the stars will appear. In many ways it's great up here. Somehow life goes on, the stars we know are gone. In this lonely place, I still see your face. I go round and round until every sound is a symphony from my heart.